Hello everyone. Welcome back to TensorFlow tutorial for beginners. In the previous lecture, we learned what are tensors, which are multi-dimensional objects underneath, okay, numerical objects. We learned how to define scalar tensors, 2D tensors, 4D tensors, how to define them. Today's lecture is a short one continuation of the previous one. So if you haven't seen the previous one, please go ahead and watch it. Okay. In today's lecture, what we're going to see is how to do some mathematical operations on tensors, like addition, subtraction, those kind of operations on tensors. So again, we go to this website. If you don't want to download everything, the TensorFlow on your or install it on your local laptop and all. This is a very good site where if you're a beginner, you can go ahead and do it without the complications of installing or having a particular bit size laptop and all this other stuff. Okay, so we start. Now this is similar, the looks very similar to Jupyter notebooks. If you see each cell, okay, where you define certain Python commands in each cell and then you execute it. There is this run button where you can run the cell. The green check means it was successful and the time it took. The output can be seen here. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, okay, for now, this one we do not need matplot because we are not using it. We are using TensorFlow and NumPy, these two libraries. Just run it. Okay. We defined a 2D tensor, two-dimensional tensor, each with 3 elements. So the shape is 3. Okay. So 2D with shape 3 because each array has 3 elements. Okay. And we define this as tf.constant. So matrix is a tensor. Okay. So rank is the dimension, like two arrays in this, and shape is the number of elements in each array. Now let's split this array. Okay, let's split this. What we're going to do is, see here, different ways. Row vector is equal to matrix 1. Now, as you must be familiar, the index starts from 0. Okay, so 1 means the second dimension. Okay, so as you can see here in the output, 3, 4, 6, which is the second. If it was 0, it would be 1, 2, 5. If you want column vector, so if you want to split a column of this 2D, okay, here, so see 1 again, it's the second one, so the output would be 2 and 4. Okay, so column first column of the vector. From now here, this colon means from all the number of vectors, from all the dimensions. Okay, and scalar means just pick one object, like you give the exact coordinates, okay, or exact location, which means 0, 1, which the output should be 2. If it was 0, 0, it would be 1. Okay, so let's run it. First, let's create the 2D vector. Let's change the values so that here, the values which are there, now we can see the updated values. So instead of 2, let's make it 21. And this make it, just say 35, 44, 68, 53, just some random numbers, and this is just 11. Okay, so now we have 2D vector. It's defined with shape 2, 3. Now here, okay, first should give 35, 44, 68. 35, 44, 68. If you change this to 0, which is the first dimension or the first array, it should give 11, 21, 53. Right? Okay. Now column. Instead of second column, let's pick the first column. Here, first column. So it should give 11 and 35. See, first column, 11 and 35. So what we are doing is picking up the elements or the tensors that we need. Okay, you would need it in computations. That's why we need to know how to use it. Now 0, 1 should be here 21. So 0 means the first row, second column. Okay, so which is 21. This is how you split your tensors. Next up, let's do some operations. Okay, simple, add. So we define two tensors, constant, A and B. This is 15, this is 61. We initialize it with some values. We add it as we expect. The value would be 76, adding 15 plus 61. Now here, interesting thing is this. Here, I have directly added the two tensors. Still, if you see the output of C2, it's still 76. Okay, so what the TensorFlow did was it overrides the plus operation, okay, so that it's able to act on the tensor. So these are not individual scalars, C here, and it did it, and C2 is also a tensor. Okay. See here, okay, we can change the number and see. So instead of 15, let's make it 17. So it should be 78. There you go. Okay. Some other operations, so we saw add. Some other operations are subtract and multiply. Again, as the name says. So, oh, one more thing. So here we are defining a function wherein we take two values as input. We do some mathematical operations on them, and then we return the value. This is how we define it. This is the keyword. FUNC is the keyword. A and B are the parameters, input parameters. You are doing some values on creating certain variables based on the values. First, what you are doing is that B and B minus 1 by B. And here, how we invoke the function. So here we have just defined the function. Okay. And here, we initialize the two variables. So, because notice the dot sign, 1.5, 2.5, sign what is the value, the function is 4 minus 1 and multiply A plus B. So 1.4, right? And then this D would be, B minus 1. So 2.5 minus 1, which is 2.5 minus 1 is 1.5. And E would be C, which is 5 multiplied by this E, which is 5. So output of this, oh boy, the output of this would be A plus B, which is 4. And this would be B, which is 2.5 minus 1, so which will be 1.5. Oh, sorry, 1.5. And this would be 4 times 1.5, which is 6. 4 multiplied by 1.5. So the output is 6. There you go. Okay. So this is simple in continuation with the previous one. Okay. So what we learned today is how to split up the matrix, extract a particular column, a particular row, or just an individual element. After of the matrix, we learned how to use different mathematical operations like add, multiply, subtract on different tensors. We also learned how to define a function using the def keyword, return a value from a function, and how we call or invoke the function, passing the parameters. So this was the simple basics. Next lecture on, it becomes quite complex, where we start defining neural networks using TensorFlow. So stay tuned, and thank you for your time. Keep practicing.